There are many different ways of indicating a vertical milling machine table spindle accurate with the table of the machine. I'm going to demonstrate one simple method today, and I think that from this you can derive many different areas. The tools I will be using today will be a standard dial indicator, and I have three different types here: a set of parallels, a square, and a ground rod, an oil stone, and a wrench to make the adjustments with. The first thing that you must do is to be sure there are no burrs on the milling machine table from previous work. Be sure it is wiped clean, and so that your parallels will lie on the table. First of all, we have two axes on this machine. We have a rotation clockwise, counterclockwise, and a tilt of in and out. The in and out tilt is done with this bolt and adjusting screw here, which is nothing more than a worm screw. And as you see, the lines do not line up on the vernier scale. To start out with, this should be brought up approximately to the zero line. Try to keep all of your motion one way so that you don't forget where you're at, and then stop. And the reason you must stop a little bit off is that the lines are 12 to 15 thousandths wide. I'm going to try to indicate the table within plus or minus 1,000, so the lines are not a true indication. The swivel of the head clockwise and counterclockwise is done with this machine screw here. This is another worm screw, and you can see the head here. Loosen your tie-down bolts, and you can see that this bolt here will turn the head counterclockwise and clockwise. This morning we're going to try and screw the head in both axes so that the machine will be true. Again, I'm going to look at the line up here on the vernier scale and come as close as I can. I'll snug up just one of these bolts on both of these vernier settings, and we'll start from there. First of all, I'd like to just check it from the night shift. The evening school may have been using this for an angular cut. And if they have, we can see it very quickly with just a square and a ground rod. I'm going to set this head off so that it will show up a little clearer to you what I'm talking about. By just setting a ground rod in there and a square, we can see that the axis of this machine is off considerably. So this is just a quick check so that you can see whether it is off. Now I will set the machine back to approximately a zero setting, and we will install the indicator and see if we can indicate this table in. I'm using an indicator with an attachment that comes with the set. Fits into the same collet that we used before. I'm going to use two parallels, one on each side of the table. Now I'll bring the table up, or the knee up, so that I don't have to bring the spindle down. I would rather work with the spindle or the knee of the machine rather than bring the spindle down. I'm going to bring this down to a setting, and I'm going to put about 5 to 6, 7 thousandths pressure on the anvil and no more. And I'm going to swing the indicator around, and I'm going to get the same readings on both sides, and it is off a hair. I will make a final adjustment here. And now we have the axis this way zeroed in. Now we will zero the axis in on the other side. And this one we are off a little more. So I'm going to bring this around, watching my zero here on my vernier scale just as a reference. And I want to get the same reading on both sides here. And we are still a little bit off. And we have a 0 setting there. Now we have actually zeroed in our axis here and here on a 90-degree axis plane to both of these controls. And we will go back and we will check the front side again to be sure that we haven't disturbed the setting on that side. And again, we have a 0 reading in that axis. So as of now, this machine, the spindle is 90 degrees to the surface of the machine. Number 1, be sure that the machine is in neutral before you use the dial indicator as a safety factor. Be sure that you don't put more than 6 to 8 thousandths pressure on the dial indicator and you won't have any accidents.